We all know what 1RM stands for. It's the 1 repetition maximum. How much weight can we actually lift one time? And the one time that we lift it is absolute failure. We cannot go for a second rep. It's often touted as the best way to determine where your current strength level is. But what if I told you there's something even higher than 1RM? If we look at the force velocity curve, which we're going to talk about a lot on this video, you're going to see that there's the highest notch, which is called absolute strength. Absolute strength, 1 repetition maximum. Absolute strength involves no movement. 1 repetition maximum involves movement. Let's explain how this works in detail. Absolute strength in the realm of exercise science refers to the maximum amount of force that a muscle or group of muscles can actually generate during a single contraction, irrespective of the speed of said contraction. This concept is a cornerstone of strength training as it represents the upper limits of an individual's muscular capacity. Unlike other forms of strength, such as endurance or power, absolute strength is purely about maximal force production. The measurement of absolute strength is typically conducted through exercises like the squat, deadlift, or bench press, where an individual attempts their 1 repetition maximum, or what we commonly call today the 1RM. The 1RM serves as a quantifiable marker of an individual's absolute strength, allowing for comparisons across different times or between individuals. From a physiological standpoint, absolute strength is heavily influenced by several key factors. One of the primary determinants is muscle cross-sectional area. Generally, the larger the muscle, the greater its potential for force production. However, as we all know on this channel, muscle size isn't always the sole determinant of muscular strength. Neural adaptations also play a pretty critical role in this. The ability to effectively recruit motor units, which are composed of a motor neuron and the muscle fibers it innervates, is essential for achieving high levels of force that we are training for when it comes to strength. When training for absolute strength, the nervous system learns to activate a larger number of motor units and to do so more rapidly, increasing overall force production. This neuromuscular efficiency is a critical aspect of what allows strength gains to occur beyond mere increases in muscle size. Understanding absolute strength within the framework of the force velocity curve that we often talk about on this channel provides additional insight here. The force velocity curve illustrates the inverse relationship between the force of a muscle, the force a muscle produces, and the velocity of its contraction. At the higher force, low velocity end of the curve, absolute strength is at its peak because the muscle is generating maximum force while either moving slowly or not at all. This scenario is exemplified by lifting a maximal load where the speed of movement is minimal because the resistance is at its greatest. Here, the muscle fibers, particularly the type 2 fast twitch fibers that, again, we often talk about on this channel, are engaged to their fullest potential, producing maximum force to overcome that heavy load. When comparing absolute strength to a 1 rep max or 1RM, it's clear that the 1RM is a direct application of this concept. The 1RM is essentially a practical test of absolute strength, pushing the muscles to their maximum force production in a controlled setting. This is why during a 1RM lift, the movement is very slow. The body is exerting all its available muscular force to move the weight, resulting in low velocity. This low velocity, high force effort is indicative of the muscle's maximal tension state, where it recruits the greatest number of motor units and fires them at a high frequency to overcome the load's inertia. Absolute strength training doesn't just enhance muscle size and neural efficiency, it also has a unique impact on the connective tissues, such as tendons and ligaments, which adapt to withstand the increased loads. This adaptation is vital for injury prevention, as stronger tendons and ligaments are less likely to tear under heavier loads. Furthermore, strengthening these tissues contributes to better force transfer across joints, improving overall performance in various movements, not just in weightlifting, but also in daily activities and sports that require bursts of maximal efforts. Finally, understanding absolute strength through the lens of the force-velocity curve helps in designing balanced training programs as well. By incorporating exercises that target both ends of the curve, such as heavy lifts for maximal strength and lighter explosive movements for power, one can achieve comprehensive muscular development. This approach allows for improvements not only in force production, but also in the speed at which that force can be applied, enhancing overall athletic performance. Thus, training for absolute strength is not just about lifting heavy. It's about creating a solid foundation that supports all other forms of strength and power.